Amalie likes being a tax lawyer, but her passion is genealogy, uncovering forgotten ancestors that go back centuries.
I'm on vacation and visiting my college roommate. I'm a tax lawyer. I work with a law firm in North Carolina that works with entrepreneurial companies like startups.
Okay.
So, for example, this is many years ago now, but Amazon's Alexa, we represented this company called Yap that got sold to Amazon, and that's Alexa. So I do mostly mergers and acquisitions.
Okay.
So it's, how you can structure basically the same transaction in different ways to get different legal and tax results from the concept of buying somebody's business. It's fun when I can solve people's problems. It's less fun when I'm like, no, there's no way to solve your problem. I'm sorry. So we mainly work with like entrepreneurial companies, like I said, and then the buyers of those companies are sometimes strategic buyers. Like I've done deals opposite companies like Intel, eBay, Amazon, Royal Phillips, but a lot of the times it's private equity firms. I went to college thinking that I would want to go work for the State Department. And then I took an accelerated Russian course that I found out way too late was rated the second hardest undergraduate course at Harvard. And we'll just say I did not learn Russian well enough. Somehow I ended up going to law school. I worked for a small 2-woman law firm doing real estate titles in Cambridge. When I started working for them, they asked me if I wanted to go to law school, and I was like, hell no. And by the end of college, I was like, I don't know what else to do. So off I went. I'm very lucky. I've had a good career. I work with a lot of people I really enjoy. I've worked with the same people for almost 20 years now. And I have a very flexible, for a lawyer, a very flexible life. So I'm really lucky. I think it's too early to say what are safe jobs from AI unless there are things that AI just can't do, like go be a tradesman and, wire people's houses for electricity, or a plumber, or other things that cannot be done by a non-human. I would say that like the younger people in my law firm use AI a lot, not so much like directly in doing client work, but in like double checking things and stuff that I would just rely on myself to do. Different law firms are adopting AI at different paces. It's interesting, actually. Somebody just met with me a week or two ago because she's interviewing all sorts of people to like try and find, does she really want to be a tax lawyer? Does she really want to be a lawyer? And like, she has so many questions. And at this point, I'm like, nothing is going to be perfect. At some point, you got to just pick something and make the best of it. Things are changing rapidly. Things have always changed rapidly, but they're changing more and more rapidly than like we can even comprehend.
Exactly.
And again, with maybe a few things like the trades or certain kinds of healthcare, there's no guarantees anymore. So you might as well try and find something that you can learn the skills that you like well enough, and that, you hope will carry you through to something else. So law is relatively flexible in that regard because it does teach you a lot about how to think in different ways. I try not to have regrets because I like the person that I am now. And even though there's some experiences in life I really wish I hadn't had, I don't know that I'd be the person that I am now if I hadn't had them. And I can't like pick and choose which ones were elemental in who I've become and which ones were just like a side journey. In terms of, I do a lot of genealogy, like a lot of genealogy. My grandparents emigrated to Massachusetts from a little place called Herring Neck in Newfoundland. Many years ago, I started to work in their family tree, and they had both passed away, and I had no idea who they were related to. So I just gathered up all the information, and long story short, I have been referred to as the queen of Newfoundland genealogy. Only like 500,000 people there now. I have a database with like 155,000 people in it. And, one of the funnest things that I ever got to do was I was going to Newfoundland on a summer trip, and the Newfoundland and Labrador Genealogy Society held a special meeting just for me to talk about whatever I felt like. So, and, I've helped people find their biological families through DNA. And things like that. So that's really rewarding to do.
So your family came from Newfoundland?
Yes.
Canada?
Yes. At the time, it was a British colony. It was not part of Canada when they immigrated here.
Okay.
It's part of Canada now.
150,000 people in your database, you said?
Yes.
And this is your family or extended?
It's my family. It's a whole region. It's like a place called Notre Dame Bay, which is a part of the province of Newfoundland. I keep working on it. I only know, like, for my last name, it's an unusual last name, and it goes like that. I have back to the 1500s.
Okay.
So, and then I've been connected by DNA to people, our common ancestors that guide 10 generations back.
So the people who emigrated through Newfoundland and so forth, and then eventually the US, are you finding them coming from like the Nordic countries, Western European folks kind of thing?
England and Ireland mainly.
Okay.
My dad's dad was actually an indentured servant from the time he was 10 to the time he was 21 because his mom died. And then he came to the United States after his indentureship was over. But basically, he had to do whatever they said.
Yeah.
Only got to school if they go to school if they let him. Had to go out fishing for them. I have the original papers that I got from the family of the people he was indentured to, that he signed when he was a 10-year-old boy, and my great grandfather signed. And then, he worked as a pile driver, so it's a very physical construction job, helping to build tunnels in Boston. And then my dad didn't graduate. He went to college, but he got kicked out. And long story short, he ended up working for this company where he was a lab technician. He got fired as a lab technician, managed to get private equity money to buy the company. He became the CEO and took it public. And then was that CEO of a publicly traded defense contractor, which is a very American story that I don't think could happen anymore because we've changed a lot.
Right.
So, and then, I'm his oldest child, and I was lucky enough to go to Harvard and be the first person, in my direct line, to go graduate from college.
I hope you enjoyed Amalie's story, a reminder that every name carries a history. Click on the next video for more ordinary people, extraordinary stories. If you enjoy hearing real people share unforgettable stories, please subscribe.